You were not where you were supposed to be. On a good day, you tell yourself this is what you chose, that the decisions were yours, the direction was yours, the life is yours. But the deep, honest truth is that you are living a life someone else wrote for you. Your family, friends, job, partner, you call them your life, but they arrived through arbitrary circumstance, in rooms where you had no voice. Because these pieces were placed without you, your life is an inherited condition. You manage a structure you didn't build. The rules were written before you could read. You followed them anyway, not because you were weak, but because by the time you were old enough to question them, following felt like breathing, automatic, invisible, not a choice at all. The feeling that something is missing never leaves. Some days routine buries it. Some days noise covers it. But sit in silence long enough and it opens. Not loudly, not dramatically. Just a quiet, persistent sense that the design for your life was finalized long before you had any say in the matter. This conditioning runs deeper than conscious choice. It was installed before you had the capacity to refuse it. This is not weakness. This is not failure. The version of you that followed the rules was the only version of your identity that the external world allowed to exist. Compliance was the cost of entry for a world that was already finished before you arrived. Because your very capacity for refusal was preempted, you cannot blame yourself for living inside a story you did not write. The focus isn't your guilt, it is the reality of the structure. The story of your life was assembled from events that happened long before you were old enough to claim the role of author. Your culture handed you the plot. Your family handed you the characters. Your circumstances handed you the setting. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, you became a character in a story you mistook for your own. The question nobody asks, not out loud, not honestly, is whether there was a version of you that existed before the story began. There are two kinds of men hearing this right now. The first kind senses the story is wrong, has sensed it for years, but he keeps narrating it anyway, because that story is the foundation for everything he owns, his relationships, his identity, the decisions he has already made and cannot unmake. Questioning the story would destabilize everything he has built, so he doesn't question it. He edits it. He adjusts the framing. He finds new evidence that the old plot still holds, and he keeps going. The second kind quietly stopped believing the story. No dramatic moment, no revelation, just a slow, private withdrawal from the narrative. One day, he realized he was still performing the role for everyone else, while believing none of it himself. He has no replacement, just a silence where the story used to be. He lives in that gap between a narrative he has abandoned and words he has not found yet. Which one are you? Answering that question removes the middle ground. You are either working to sustain a story that isn't yours, or you are living in the silence left behind when the story ends. Everything you are was shaped before you had a say in it. Your memories, your culture, your upbringing, the story was already being written. But somewhere inside all of that, there has to be something that is yours, something no circumstance installed, something no memory edited, something that existed before the design. Do you know what it is? Because if you do, you know yourself in a way most people never will. And if you don't, that might be the most important question you have stopped asking.